As a tennis player, who is the best coach for you? And as a coach, are you doing everything to help your player? We're going to try to answer that question with a panel of expert athletes, top coaches.
This is Nick Bollettieri, and pretty soon I'm going to be part of your club. But in the meantime, I'd like to send a few things from you and a few things from me to your tennis nuts. But remember, it's a juicy nut. They're crazy, but when they open it, they're ready to listen. So there are a few simple tips. What can you do when you're home? And one of the tips that Pascal and I have is for you to look in the mirror, tell them who you are, who you want to be, and what you're willing to do to be who you are. Now remember, tennis nuts, I'm a simple coach. I've worked with Pascal. I'm very excited to be with this club. And also, I'm going to be doing some things when I'm visiting the club, or you can buy time with me, very economical, to do some reviewing of your tips, some Q&As that you might have. Now remember, last, don't say, why me? Why has this happened? What I want you to say is this, and Pascal and I will take no other reply. This has happened to all of us, including me. But I will find a way to be a little better. Even though I can't be on the court, I can do things with my mind and what I plan to do when I get back on that court.
So we're going to talk a lot about misconception, right? Everybody wants to play like a pro. My first guest is Gabriela Dabrowski. So hello Gabi, thanks for being with us.
Pleasure.
Yeah, Gabi won 2 Grand Slam. She's number 7 in the world actually. She won the French and the Australian, correct? Yes, I did my homework. You've been taking lessons, you have access to a lot of top coaches in the world. Talk to me about a misconception, something that you thought you had to do and was taught to you when you were 12, 14, 15, and then realizing, no, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would say there are a lot of coaches that tend to focus a lot on technique and the mechanics of how you're hitting, which I think is good for a number of years if you're a junior or you're just starting to play tennis, but then there comes a point when your muscle memory just needs to take over and you need to just play the match. And so for me, I would say the best piece of advice somebody could give me is to stay mentally strong and stable, whether that's in practice or in a match. So I would just say focus more on the mental side of things and staying relaxed rather than being too nitpicky about, how your forehand or your backhand looks.
I'm here with Rene Moller, used to coach Stosur from Australia, top 5 in the world?
Top 5, yeah.
Top 5 in the world, and John Isner, best American, top 10 in the world? Yeah. Is it right to say that most of the players on the tour have a different take back, a different preparation, but they all have one thing in common, which is the impact, right? So can you talk a little bit about the difference between a style and a technique and that impact?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, we get too carried away, like Pascal said earlier, with the technique, with especially the upper body technique. I've always been a big believer in everything starts with the feet and the setup. If you're not in good position with the feet and you don't have a good setup, it's quite frankly irrelevant how good your take back is or how good you think your contact point's going to be if your feet aren't in good position. So. Style and technique. I think technique is, in my opinion, is more a personal preference. There's many different ways to get it done, but if you can focus on your feet and the way you're setting up to the ball, good things will generally happen.